Hey everyone, Mike Lawson here. This is an exciting law number 7 that I'm going to go over, the law of respect in John Maxwell's 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. And the law of respect says that people naturally follow leaders stronger than themselves. And John Maxwell opens up this chapter and talks about Harriet Tubman and how she freed over 300 slaves. But when you looked at her, she was this tiny lady missing, 2 teeth, her 2 front teeth, and when you looked at her appearance wise, she didn't look like, a leader, but she was fearless when she was literally risking her life to free slaves, bringing them up from Maryland up to Philadelphia, Underground Railroad, and she knew the risks and the dangers of that. And to the point where she literally carried a gun, and anyone that was about to quit, she would put a gun to their head and threaten to kill them just because of the fact that she knew the risk and what would happen to her if she got caught. But she was so passionate about, freeing slaves that in her entire career in doing that, she never let anyone quit, and she never lost a single person on her rail car. And she became an incredible leader despite her circumstances. See, when people respect someone as a person, they admire them. When people respect someone as a friend, they love them. And when people respect someone as a leader, they follow them. And that's what Harriet, Tubman became. She became a fearless leader where, people knew that she was able to get them to freedom. And she became obviously a fearless leader, but a huge leader at that time, and still in any days matter. So, but understand this, that on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest on a leadership scale, 8s follow 9s and 10s. And listen, if you're, let's say, a 4, and John Maxwell talks about how most people are around a 4 or 5 in average leadership. If you're a 4, the people that are going to be following you are 3s, 2s, and 1s. Meaning, people at a leadership level above you, let's say a 7 or an 8, they're not going to follow you because you're not at their level. Now, here's the good news. That again, leadership can be learned. And I'm living proof of that. And let me give you an example. When I first started my networking career, I had a hard time just recruiting my friends and people that I was close with. And everyone told me that I needed to work on myself, I needed to read books, and I put that stuff off for as long as I could. And then I got so frustrated in my business and was wondering why people were surpassing me in less time, right? I mean, I had a little bit of success, but nothing lasted, and it was because I wasn't a leader. And even though I hit some positions, some nice milestones in that, in that particular company, nobody was following me because I didn't have those leadership skills. And it wasn't until I got frustrated and said, okay, what do I need to do? Because I would, here and there, I'd pick up a book and read, and then I wouldn't finish it, or I would start to do things. But once I got some momentum, made a little bit of money, you heard me say in another video, I'd start listening to music. I thought I was Mr. Cool, but my business would take a dip. See, it wasn't until I really started working on myself, personal development, getting around the right people, and truly getting around the right people, the right leaders. And there were some people that I couldn't hang out with anymore because it wasn't conducive to where I wanted to be. And I wanted to get to that point that bad that I had to, focus on personal development, hanging around the right people, being around other people. And here is who I was attracted to. I was attracted to people that had higher leadership skills than me. I considered myself maybe a 1 when I first started. And the people that I was following were 9s and 10s. But it wasn't until a couple of years in when I really worked on myself and really devoted myself to leadership and personal development, where when I got really serious, dead serious about my business because I really needed to work. I always needed to work, but I was frustrated because it wasn't working. I thought I was going to sit back and make all this money, and it just wasn't going to happen. I was complaining that people weren't working as hard as me, and hey, only if Johnny could do what I was doing, and I had all those excuses. But it wasn't until I got serious, and then I started taking leadership serious, personal development serious, that I started having professional athletes join my team. I started having, multiple six-figure earners joining my team, A players joining my team. And I remember thinking to myself, oh my gosh, this person makes more money than me. How are they going to listen to me? But in that particular company, I was a leader and I was obviously, but understand this, that it would have only lasted so long because of the fact that they were higher leaders. So you need to be working on yourself. You need to, and this is why I'm so passionate about leadership, is because you can be, if you're a 4, a 3, or a 4, you can become a 7 or an 8. And see, once you get to that level, you're a 7 or an 8, you're going to start having 6s and 5s start to follow you. And what's exciting about that is the only way that you're going to start bringing in some major A players, some big people into your organization, okay, in whatever company that you're with or whatever industry you're with, if you need to be leading a team, the only way people are going to be following you is if they respect you. And the only way that they're going to respect you is if you become a bigger leader than they are. And the way to become a bigger leader is personal development, working on yourself, okay, being around the right people, and letting them know that you can take them to where they want to go. Okay, so that's all I have today, guys. Again, the law of respect says this, that if you're an 8, okay, you're going to have, right, 9s and 10s are going to follow you. If you're a 4, right, 8s and 9s are going to follow you. Whatever your leadership level is, you're capped at that level. So you need to continue to work on yourself and watch the next law number 8, going to be coming up in a couple days. But with that being said, make sure you turn on notifications so you know the next time I go live, and we're going to go over law number 8 next time. Have a great day, everybody.